Wonder Woman is directed by Patty Jenkins, and if you didn't watch my latest video, it's where I talked about my expectations for this movie, what I was excited to see, why I was kind of skeptical, and I also talked about the other DC movies. And I've got to say, Wonder Woman is amazing. It's really good. It's probably one of the best DC movies, and in my opinion, it's one of the best comic book movies I've seen in a while. It's really good. Gal Gadot returns as Wonder Woman, and she's terrific as ever. And the story is basically told in a flashback. So what we see is at the beginning, we see Wonder Woman as a young child, and she's just interested in the warrior way. So her mother's totally against that, but her aunt wants to train her. And then years go by, and we get an older Wonder Woman, and this is when things start to really kick off. We get a scene where Chris Pine's character Steve Trevor crash lands near the island that they live on, and Wonder Woman goes in, rescues him, and she finds out that he's been pursued by these German soldiers. And this is when we get a really awesome action scene. And after that, we find out that there is war going on beyond this world, and Wonder Woman wants to know why this is happening, and she believes that there's darker forces at play here. So she sets off with Steve Trevor into the world that she doesn't know, and it's that fish out of water scenario, kind of like what they did with Thor, which was humorous, and this movie's also very humorous as well. And that's it. I mean, I'm not going to talk about anything else with the story. I don't want to spoil anything. You're definitely in for a surprise. First off, I just have to say this. Gal Gadot nails this role. She is Wonder Woman to me. She did an absolutely amazing job. There are humorous scenes between her, like when she goes out into the world, like I said, she is that fish out of water. Like, she sees things she doesn't really understand, like the way humans are, like why two people hold hands. Or there's a humor scene where she meets Steve Trevor's secretary, and she compares her job, or she compares the secretary's job to slavery, and it's really funny. And she is ferocious. She is absolutely brutal in any action scene she's in, and it's awesome to watch. And Chris Pine's character, he was really awesome to watch. He was entertaining, and Chris Pine did a really good job. I really like him in a lot of his movies, and he did a pretty awesome job in this movie. His character was really well developed, and there's chemistry between him and one. And there's quiet moments between the two that gives you a better understanding of how these characters are. And it's his job to kind of show Wonder Woman that the world isn't all just black and white. There's this gray area, and that's something that she needs to understand. And also, the supporting cast in this movie, they're very fun. They're very likable. I enjoyed every second that they were on the screen. My biggest gripe about the movie, and it's common in a lot of comic book movies, the villains. They're underutilized. They aren't really shown off that much in the movie. They have their moments where they're pretty enjoyable to watch, but besides that, like I said, they're underutilized. Except for there's a scene, it's like in the third act, that I really liked between Wonder Woman and another villain, and I thought it was well done. Now, the third act it's very CGI heavy, and it kind of reminded me of Batman vs. Superman's third act, where there's a lot of CGI, a lot of explosions, a lot of stuff is going on, but it's not like overblown like how Batman vs. Superman was. It works a little bit better, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it looked really good, but it's something that we've kind of seen in these superhero movies, and it's kind of like becoming an old trope. But besides that, I didn't really have any other gripes about the movie. The action scenes are absolutely spectacular to watch. The choreography in this movie is really good. The scene at the beginning where all these Amazon warriors are fighting these German soldiers, it's incredible. There's the stunt work in that movie is really awesome, and like I said, the third act had some really awesome action scenes in it. But my favorite scene in the whole movie has to be in the middle when we get Wonder Woman all dressed up in her outfit and she climbs out of this trench to cross this land into this town, and it's just awesome. Like I said, she is ferocious, she's brutal, and when she fights these soldiers, you feel every single punch, and it's really well shot. It's got its own style to it that I really liked. And I literally got goosebumps watching this scene because as bad as it looked, you get the Wonder Woman theme song playing, and I love her theme song in these movies. It definitely gets me pumped. But this movie is very interesting too because this is the first superhero movie where we get a female superhero. Now I'm not counting DC's Catwoman. That movie shouldn't even exist. But this is the first movie where we get a female superhero, and it's really impressive. You know, I loved Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman. I thought she was bad A, and this movie definitely gives the boys like Batman and Superman a run for their money, and it's awesome to watch. Overall, I love this movie. I thought they did a really good job with it. I'm excited to see where Wonder Woman goes next. So if I was to give this movie a score, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's really that good. It's got great action scenes, great acting. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. There's awesome chemistry between her character and Chris Pine's character. The villains, they're a little underutilized. They don't really make that big of an impact, but they still make it work. And the third act is something that we've kind of seen before, but it's a little bit more of an improvement over, say, like Batman vs. Superman's last act. So I really enjoyed this movie. And if you guys like this video, and if you guys have like any suggestions of what you'd like to see next, just leave a comment down below. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. I plan on putting out more videos throughout the week. So like I said, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.